Everybody, welcome back to Lara Trump, Wanted for Questioning. I can't even believe we're over 40 episodes. We're like almost closing in on 50 episodes now of questions. They keep coming in. I keep enjoying answering them. So let's see what we got today. Here we go. Question number 1. How long have you been doing CrossFit? Oh man, I'm going to say about 3 years now. It's funny because I didn't want to be one of those CrossFit people. I was like, those CrossFit people are a little intense and a little crazy. It's a little cult-like. I'm not trying to get involved in that. No, thank you. So I stayed away for a while. And I'm going to credit my friend Nancy, who has done some triathlons with me, for kind of, I don't want to use the word conning me into going, but it was a bit of trickery that went into it. She was like, hey, I have this great class I do. You would love it. We do some running, we do some weights, you would love it. So I show up and I'm like, there's CrossFit over there on the wall. Is this a CrossFit gym? And she's like, oh yeah, it's a CrossFit gym. But you'll see, the class is great. Meanwhile, it was a full throttle thing. And that was it for me. And then I got really into it and got really hooked on it because anyone who goes understands why. It's a great time. And I know that sounds really sick to some people, but it really is. You have camaraderie there with your fellow CrossFitters. You're all working out. You're all encouraging one another to do better, to get faster, whatever it is you're doing. I've made some really good friends doing it. And I tell you what, don't tempt me with a good time and a good workout because I'll be there. And now I'm involved and now I can never look back. So yeah, it's been about 3 years. I kind of ebb and flow with my time at CrossFit. Some weeks and months I have more availability to do it than others just based on the class times, my kids' school schedules, what I got going on for work, travel, etc. But believe me, whenever I can get a class in, I am there. So it's great. I'd recommend checking it out or get somebody to trick you into going like had happened for me. Okay, next question. What is the Christmas Eve dinner plan this year? Oh, this year should be very interesting. So normally we're in North Carolina. We're with my family. This is sort of, I think, 15th year Eric and I have done that maybe. And there's not a whole lot open in Wilmington, North Carolina on Christmas Eve, save for one of those like Benihana type restaurants. I forget what the name of it is now in Wilmington. It'll come to me in a moment. But yeah, it's one of those places where they cook the food on the griddle in front of you. You all sit around. It's a good time. It's entertaining for my kids, except my son 1 year cried because there was, the flames and whatnot. Scared him a little bit. But we usually go there. And this year, I believe my brother and his wife, Celia, are going to be hosting all of us at their house for a Christmas Eve dinner. I'm very excited because I'll tell you something. I went to culinary school. I am technically a certified pastry chef, but don't sleep on my brother and his cooking ability because, man, let me tell you something. He's doing some incredible pureed soups. He's got all kinds of rubs he puts on things. He really goes hard on the cooking and it's excellent. Shout out to my brother Kyle. He really does it. And his wife Celia, because it's a tag team. So they're hosting all of us, which means, and I have not told Eric Trump this information yet. He'll be slightly disappointed because he loves to catch the shrimp in his mouth whenever they throw it. But maybe I'll get my brother to get some shrimp and we can try the same thing. But we usually do a church service at 5:30. I got to look up and see what time it is. Either the Baptist or Methodist church there at Wrightsville Beach. And then we'll go, I guess, straight over to my brother's house. And I just hope he probably saves some butter noodles or something for my kids. And we'll have a great time. Can't wait. And then Santa will come, obviously. So we'll be ready. Okay, next question. Do you think once Trump gets in office, the Republicans will get on the same page? Yeah, some of them. Some of them will. Some of them won't. There's always going to be a little crew of haters out there. There's always going to be some of those people who just can't help themselves and wonder why. I'm sure somebody's making it worth their time somehow. But look, I think that we're going to have an opportunity come November 5th of next year to vote some people out and vote some great people in. So pay attention to what you've seen go on in the United States Congress. Pay attention to the people who you agree with and who you don't. And if these people live in your state or your district and you can vote for them, vote them out. Maybe you should consider doing that. Make sure you know who the people are who support and align with your values, because that's what this country's all about. We can't all individually physically go to Washington, D.C. to make decisions. So we get people to go instead of us. We vote these people into the United States House, the United States Senate. They're supposed to represent us as their constituents when they go to Washington, D.C. and cast their vote on big ticket items for this country. So make sure you know. I'll tell you one thing, though. One who's not going to play in D.C. is Donald J. Trump. Let me tell you something. He learned a lot the first time around. There was a steep learning curve in D.C. Don't kid yourself. He'd never been involved in anything like that before. I don't even think he'd stayed overnight in Washington, D.C. ever until the night before the inauguration. I think that's a true story. And so he had a lot of learning to do. And the truth is, he took notes. He's got the best notes of all up here. He has the best memory, my father-in-law, of any person I have ever met. And I'm not even joking. He remembers the most minute detail of a situation, of a business deal he made in like 1985. It's unbelievable to see. So he took a lot of notes the first time around. He got people's numbers. He understood what was going on with some of them, and he does not forget anything. So just keep that in mind as we head towards November 5th. And then, of course, Inauguration Day 2025. It should be a good time once he's back in office. I can't wait. Okay. Next question. Where do your dogs sleep? Oh my God, what are you, crazy? Where do you think they sleep? They sleep in my bed. My husband loves this. I'm just kidding. The funniest thing is that when we got our first dog, Charlie, 13 years ago, plus, when did we get him? Yeah, over 13 years ago. I remember we first got him and Eric was like, so we'll crate train him, right? And he'll sleep in a crate. Maybe we'll put it at the foot of our bed just to let him feel like he's a part of things. And I was like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. Of course, like a week later, Charlie's in our bed, snuggled up. He's the greatest snuggler you'll ever find. Then Ben came along, and Ben was very reluctant to even be in the same room as us when we first started fostering him. Kind of hid in our bathroom for a couple of days, and he slowly came out, trusted us. Now Ben, forget it. Ben's under the covers just like Charlie. Somehow both of those two end up right on. Ben is right under where my feet go. Charlie is usually like a wall between me and Eric here. And then Tiger likes to fight with Charlie for that spot too. Tiger likes to be up around your head here. So everyone's sleeping in the bed. The crazy thing to me is you would think that if Eric is not sleeping in bed at night with me, he's in New York or somewhere else, that I would get a better night's sleep and that I'd be able to get more comfortable. No, I feel like these dogs get like more on top of me when he's gone. I don't know what happens, but I swear every pet owner knows about this who got animals sleep in bed with you. The tiniest sliver of space on the side of the bed, I'm almost falling off, but I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I don't want to move one of the dogs because I don't want them to be uncomfortable. They need to get some sleep as well. It's so sick. It's so crazy. And I wouldn't change any of it for anything in the world. Stay tuned. Dog number 4, you know it's coming at some point. Eric Trump knows it's coming too. Maybe a cat. The kids want a cat. I'm down with that too. Probably sleep in the bed as well. Why not at this point? We can add a few more legs in that bed. Okay. Next question. What is Donald like with the grandkids? Well, I think he wishes he got a little more time to be around them. And, here's what you need to know about him. Everybody saw, I think a lot of people saw the video of him coming to school for my daughter's grandparents' day. She had a little show. Then the 3rd grade class, they had the same day, pre-K and 3rd grade class, did a show as well. He went to the classroom, spent a lot of time there with her. And, you got to remember, this is a guy, 4 indictments, running for president of the United States, has a lot on his shoulders, yet he took time to come to Carolina's Grandparents' Day because he knew she wanted him to come. And that really should tell you a lot about this man. He loves spending time with his grandkids. I think he does wish he got a little more time. But especially when he comes to where Eric and I live, we happen to live on a Trump golf course. And our house, I won't tell you what hole it is, but our house backs up to one of the holes. Every time he'll just walk through our back gate. It's like, what are the kids up to? What's going on in here? Sometimes it's shocking. Sometimes you don't expect it. Sometimes we're not there. And he'll say, I came by your house today. And I'm like, oh, wow. But he's amazing. He's like any grandparent. He loves to be around them, loves to spoil them with lots of candy and anything he can, get them all revved up and loaded up with sugar and then send them back home with their parents who get to deal with them. I think what's really fun for my kids is that the first time around when he was in the White House, they were little. They were both born while he was president. And so they didn't really understand what was going on. The times we got to go to the White House, seeing Grandpa on TV, flying on Air Force One, all those insane things that we had the opportunity to do, they didn't really have an appreciation for it at all. But I think this time around they will. My son is starting to learn in school about the presidents. He'll come home talking about different presidents. He's been talking a lot about Abraham Lincoln. He can tell you what dollar bill or coin a lot of these presidents are on. I don't know where he got that, but he's really into it. And so this time around, I think it'll be really fun to see my kids understand what is going on and really Grandpa's position. Because right now they just see him as Grandpa. And I think that's a really cool thing. But it'll also be great that they'll have all these memories and one day say, oh my God, he was the president of the United States. Not once, folks, but twice. So he's the best. Great grandpa. Okay, next question. What was your favorite story? Oh my gosh, that you covered at Inside Edition. Ooh, I'll tell you one that's very memorable to me. Tan Mom, no joke. So my job at Inside Edition varied quite a bit. Initially, I was a booker. So I would call people and say, you want to come on Inside Edition? Try to convince people, sometimes who had just been through rather traumatic events, that this was a great opportunity for them to tell their story. It could be cathartic. They could share it with people. They could help raise awareness, whatever. That's a bit of a tough job. If you've never done that job, I have a lot of respect for bookers out there. And then I became an AP, an associate producer. And that's like a field producer. Like I got to go out all over the place. I got to travel across the country. I got to interview very interesting people, my own father-in-law a handful of times. Yeah, crazy stuff at Inside Edition. But sometimes we had to just kind of go camp out at different places. And one of them I remember, Tan Mom in New Jersey, if you remember her, camping out for her. But now that I'm thinking about it, the actual coolest experience I got to have is I went and walked across, gosh, I forget exactly. Was it Lake Superior? There are these ice caves that form in the middle of winter, and you can literally walk across one of the Great Lakes, and you can walk through these ice caves. And what happens is as like waves hit underneath this like cavernous cave type area, all the water starts to freeze, and it forms these beautiful caves of literally ice, like straight out of Frozen. My daughter would have loved it. She thinks she's Princess Elsa. But it was really amazing because the wind chill that day, I think, was something like negative 35 degrees. And we were going to be out on this lake all day, exposed to all of this. And so the prep for that, having to get the right gear for that, the talk we got beforehand about if you fall through the ice, by the time someone comes to rescue you, you'll already be dead. That was something, but it was such a cool thing to be able to go do and experience. Our camera kept freezing up. The lens kept freezing up because it was so cold. That I will never forget. So that was probably the most memorable inside edition story until I became a story while I worked there, when someone sent us an envelope full of white powder at our apartment during the 2016 election. Yeah. And then I became the story, which was really crazy in so many different ways. And that's when I had to be like, all right, I got to get out of here. This isn't going to work for me. All right, that's going to do it for us here at Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. Great stuff today. Send us more questions. Post under this episode. Go to any of our social media, and we will get back to you, and I'll do my best to answer all of your questions. So until next time, we'll see you back here for more of Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. Nothing is worse than being on a phone call that drops. Nothing is worse than trying to text someone and you can't reach them because your phone is out of service range. And nothing is worse than supporting these major corporations and companies who don't support us. That is why I love Patriot Mobile. They are America's only Christian conservative wireless network. They use every cell tower out there available to all networks so that they have the greatest 4G and 5G coverage nationwide, and they support the causes that are important to us as conservatives. If you go today to patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump and use the promo code Trump, you will get free activation today. Again, that is patriotmobile.com/Lara Trump. The promo code is Trump for free activation so that you can get a great cell plan and feel good about doing it. So I'm like a lot of people. I love to wear an Apple Watch, but I hate how it looks. And I scoured the internet to search for the best looking Apple Watch cases I could find, and I found it. goldandcherry.com. They have absolutely beautiful watches, as you can see here. Everything is waterproof. Everything looks good with different outfits. You can get sporty, you can get fancy, but they are great quality, made out of Delaware in the United States of America. And they have been kind enough to give me a promo code that I can share with you if you want to get your hands on one of these as well. It's Lara T, L-A-R-A-T is the promo code to get yourself a discount at goldandcherry.com. And not only do they make Apple Watch cases, they also make great products for iPads and iPhones, keyboards, your desktop, everything you could possibly need. Goldandcherry.com. Use promo code LARAT so you can get yourself one of these today too. At The Right View, we're very proud of the fact that we are independent. We get to say everything that we think and everything that we feel. We have no woke companies guiding us or telling us what we can and cannot say. We are always going to shoot you straight and give you the facts as we know them. And that's why it's important to support independent outlets like The Right View. My name is Lara Trump, and I think Mike Lindell is a patriot. He is someone who loves this country, is willing to fight for this country. I love MyPillow because not only are MyPillows made in the USA by American workers, but they're great products, and they're so great that not only do I use them in my own bed at night, my children actually requested. My daughter the other day went to the closet and pulled out a MyPillow and said, "This is the pillow that I want to sleep with." And I gotta tell you, she loves it and will have nothing to do with any other pillow. So it's a big hit around our house. My dogs also happen to sleep on MyPillow dog beds. So all around the Trump household, we're big fans. If you go to mypillow.com today and use promo code Trump, again, promo code Trump, you will not only save money, but you will help us continue this show and other shows like it and help us continue the fight for the future of America. Inflation has impacted all of our lives. I don't think anyone can go to the gas pump or the grocery store without noticing that it is a major factor. And unfortunately, it's not going anywhere. It doesn't seem like it's going down in the way that we would like it to. And one way to protect your money is by investing in precious metals, gold and silver. That's always been a great way to make sure that you keep your money and you keep it safe. When you go to bh-pm.com, use promo code Trump. That way, if you decide you want to invest in gold and silver, you'll save yourself a little bit of money. We live in a time that's very interesting. A lot of us out there feel like a lot of our rights are slipping away. And if you're like I am and you want to have the right to choose whether or not to have a vaccine, how to live your life freely, and you're looking for a great doctor, I've heard amazing things about Dr. Sherwood. He's somebody who you should really check out and check into, and it'll help support this program and keep us going. So go to Sherwood.tv and use promo code Trump. Again, Sherwood.tv and use promo code Trump. You can save yourself some money and help us keep our program going.